Hi everyone, it's Gavan here. It's time for another of my gaming collection videos. This time we're going to look at the Nintendo GameCube. This is my purple PAL Territory GameCube that I have, and as you can see I have the Game Boy player attached to it. I also have the Ethernet adapter as well. So we're now going to move on to the accessories and games. Next one I've got is the classic purple GameCube controller that came with my GameCube. I've got this, which is the GameCube black controller, which was the other colour that was available on the GameCube in the UK at launch. So this is the purple controller with clear underneath. You see, that's all nice. And the other half really like this one, so I ended up getting this one from Lixan before they closed down. Now, with the GameCube obviously stopping production and the Wii being released, the last controller Nintendo made was actually the wireless one. The Wavebird. I haven't got one of those. Nintendo for a while weren't producing any new controllers, but eventually they did produce one, and they produced this, which is the white controller. This is perfect white, but the main thing the difference to any other one is it's got a really long cord. Right, as you can see, I've laid out all 5 controllers on the floor, and I've stretched the leads to their full length. As you can see, the GameCube controllers, the original ones, they all end here. And as you can see, the white controller has about an extra metre on it. Right, the next thing I've got for this is the Donkey Konga bongos. Got these obviously with a copy of Donkey Konga. Now, one of the nice features they did with the GameCube was to make it connect to the Game Boy Advance. Now, this is the lead that you would use to connect. Obviously, at one end you've got a connection for the GBA using its expansion connection, and the other end you've got the GameCube connection. So I've got 4 of them. The next thing I've got is this. This is a GameCube system to PS2 controller adapter and also PS2 keyboard. This is brilliant for Phantasy Star Online, and obviously using the PS2 controller meant that I could play especially things like DDR games or any other game that I had that could use the PlayStation controller. We had PlayStation controllers that worked to play them. That was good. And then finally I've got my assortment of memory cards. I've got this normal GameCube, I think it's the 59 they called it. It was the standard memory card. I actually got this free with Pokemon box, so that's actually got a whole load of saves for Pokemon on there, or saved Pokemon on there. I've also got 2 of these. These were standard size 59 memory cards, third party ones that I actually picked one up when I first got my GameCube. It's one that I brought when I traded in the controller, and I then picked up a second one later, so I had 2. Initially it was one for me, one for the other half, but obviously I now use one. She has one that she sometimes uses, and then I have one that I actually put my Japanese game saves on, because you need a separate memory card for Japanese games as you do for American ones. Then I've got this one, which is a Logic 3 64MB card. This is brilliant. It's just a massive card for saves. Not managed to fill it yet with all the games I've got. Of course, all my American and UK game and PAL games are on there, including things like Animal Crossing, my Phantasy Star Online data, things like that. And the last one I've got is this. This is the GameCube SD card adapter. Yeah, I bought it with the idea that it was going to be usable for Animal Crossing for saving data. Unfortunately, it never actually came out with any games that I picked up to use it on. I think there's still a couple of Japanese, only really in Japan. I think there's some Japanese games that still use it. I've just not picked them up yet. Maybe I'll get some in the near future when I go back to Japan at some point. The first disc I've got is this. It's the Game Boy Player disc. This is for the PAL GameCube, obviously. Next one I've got is the Data Freeloader. This is a disc that enables you to play other region games on your GameCube. Next I've got Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, which is a Japanese disc. The Japanese boxes are quite a bit smaller than the European ones. If I can hold one there like that, you can see it's nice and petite. I actually got this one with a Game Boy link cable as well when I was out at a convention in America. And next one is Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. That's interesting in this game. Obviously it's a Japanese game, but they actually included the English audio and subtitles and text to it, which is great, so you can actually play it in English. The one thing with Japanese GameCube games is that if you have a GameCube memory card with PAL or American saves on it, it will report the card as corrupted and delete the save data off the card when you come to save. Okay, next game I've got Sonic Heroes. It's a PAL game. Next is the Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventure. This is the full version of the game that was released with the Link to the Past on the Game Boy Advance. It basically allows you to play the game with 4 players using 4 Game Boy Advances plugged up to the GameCube, and obviously save to the memory card rather than save to a game. Next I've got Bloody Roar Primal Fury. This is one of the Bloody Roar games. This is the European version. Next I've got Ikaruga, the PAL version. Next I've got Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, PAL version. And Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door, that's the American version. Metroid Prime, the American version. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, that's the PAL version. We've got Metal Gear Solid, the Two Snakes, which is the remake of Metal Gear Solid using the Metal Gear Solid 2 graphics engine. It's actually one of the only games that is a 2-disc game, so this is an American copy. Next we have Sonic Mega Collection, which is a bundle of the Sega of Sonic games. It's the PAL version, and on there you get Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic & Knuckles, Sonic 3D, Sonic Spinball, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and there's a couple other games that are hidden there as well, I believe. And we have Resident Evil 4, the American version. Like I said before, I got this free from Lixan using my points before they closed down. This again is another 2-disc game. And I've got Resident Evil, the remake for the GameCube. This is the PAL version, and of course it's another 2-disc game. Now usually there's different disc style in the UK than they did in America. And we've got Super Monkey Ball on the PAL GameCube, followed by Super Monkey Ball 2. This is an American game. Now we've got a game that most people need for the GameCube, which is Super Mario Sunshine. That's for the PAL. And we've got Spawn Armageddon, again PAL. And we've got Beautiful Joe 2, that's the American version. X-Men Next Dimension, which is PAL version. Wave Race Blue Storm, again PAL version. Super Smash Bros. Melee, that's a PAL version again. And then got Battalion Wars, this is the American version. And Soul Calibur 2, this is the version that had Link in it, that's the PAL version. I've then got 1080 Degree Avalanche, which is the snowball game, which is again PAL. And then Beautiful Joe, the first one, again PAL. Next we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Melee, and that's the American version. It's similar to Super Smash Bros. Next I've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, that's the Battle Nexus. That's one there. That's American. And I've also got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, again, an American version. Next game I've got is Donkey Konga, that's the PAL version. Next we've got Custom Robo, it's the American version. This is one of the first games I got with my GameCube, which is Crazy Taxi, the PAL version. Next we have Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, which is the UK PAL version. Really enjoyed this because you can link it up to your Game Boy Advance version of Mario Golf and transfer your character data from the Game Boy game to the GameCube version. Next we have one of the other games I got when I first got my GameCube, Luigi's Mansion PAL version. Next we've got one of my favourite games on the GameCube, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. This is the limited edition one that got released on PAL. What it actually came with the Wind Waker disc, but then you also had Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and also the Ocarina of Time Master Quest on one disc. Next I have an American version of Ridge Racer R Racing Revolution. so it's American version. Now, what's interesting with this one is you get your career building racing game, but you actually had 2 discs. You also got a copy of Pac-Man Versus, which was great because it actually was free Game Boy Advance players able to play as the ghosts, and the person on the GameCube played as Pac-Man, and the idea was you chased, if you won you became Pac-Man, and if you lost you were one of the ghosts. Next one I've got is the Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the American GameCube. This is all the original Mega Man games 1 through to 8, and there was also 2 unlockable games. One called Mega Man Power Battle, and the other one's Mega Man 2 Power Fighters. Next we've got this Pokemon box, Ruby and Sapphire. It's more of a utility than a game. It's a way of playing the Ruby and Sapphire games on a TV if you didn't have a Game Boy player, but it also in the UK was only available through Club Nintendo using points. It comes with a memory card, which is great because of the save on it is a full memory card. It also allows you to store a load of Pokemon on there. You can store 1500, and there's also a way of getting special Pokemon via certain tasks. When you hit certain collection limits, you get some eggs that hatch into special Pokemon. One of which is a Surfing Pichu. It also allows you to transfer the Pokemon between other games. So if you've got Pokemon Ruby Sapphire and you've also got any other game like a different one of Ruby Sapphire, or if you've got Leaf Green, Fire Red or Emerald, you're able to transfer your Pokemon through to those. However, you can only do that with Leaf Green, Fire Red and Emerald if you've unlocked the National Pokédex for those. Next we've got Animal Crossing. This is the American version. I actually picked this up second hand, so I didn't get the memory card that it was meant to come with, but I do have a collection of e-cards to use in it, so you can transfer data from the cards through the e-card reader for the Game Boy Advance into your GameCube. A lot of nice little features with using Game Boy Advance, things like that, and worth picking up. And obviously you've got the DS version and the Wii version. Next I've got Mario Superstar Baseball, American version. Really fun Mario-ized baseball game. Next, obviously, one game everyone's got to have, Mario Kart Double Dash. It's the PAL version. Came in the red box. Next, we've got a game that I kind of picked up for the missus and she hardly ever paid, and that's Hello Kitty Roller Rescue, an American version. Next, I've got F-Zero GX, the PAL version. Now, one of the things I really liked about this game, apart from it being immensely fast, was that you could actually take your game save from the memory card, take it to the arcade if they had the F-Zero arcade machine, and you could then stick the card into the machine and you could track your stats from both the game to the arcade machine. There's also some unlockable stuff that could be got just by using the 2 different things. Next, we've got Mega Man X Collection, American version. Now this is the Mega Man X games 1 through to 6 that are on the Super Nintendo. It also includes the Mega Man Battle and Chase racing game that was never released in America or the UK. Next, I've got Pikmin, the European version, the PAL version. Next, I've got Phantasy Star Online, episodes 1 and 2. On the PAL version. Now this is the game that I brought the Ethernet adapter for to play online. It was great fun playing online. Unfortunately, Sega have now closed the servers, but there are servers set up by other people where you can sign up and still play. Next, I've got this. It's the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. It's a promotional disc released by Nintendo. I had a friend of mine who ran a game shop and I've managed to pick one up. The disc contains Legend of Zelda and Legend of Zelda 2 Adventure Link, which are the NES games. It also includes the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, as well as Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask and a demo of Wind Waker. Yeah, it's a great game to have because obviously it means you've got those games if you didn't already have them on other consoles. So I really enjoyed that and lucky to get hold of it because it's quite rare, not many people have it. Next one I've got is Killer 7, the American version. Then I've got Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. This is the PAL version. It's another game where you're able to link up to the GBA to do certain features. And then finally I have Beach Bikers PAL version, which is the beach volleyball game for the GameCube. So that's all my GameCube stuff. See you around.